Good evening, guys. I am so glad to have with us Gautami. Gautami is a very, very sincere student of Search Test, and she's done her surgical training from some of the best institutes in the country, and she's gotten a top-notch rank 4 in the latest MESS and AIMS, and she's joining surgical oncology. So, Gautami, uh, how do you feel now?
Very excited, sir, but stressed at the same time because NEET is approaching very soon.
Okay, so Gautami is likely to get into Tata also, hopefully, with a top rank. So let's see what Gautami has in future, what Gautami's future holds for us. So Gautami, tell me more about yourself. Where did you do your MBBS, MS, and
Sir, I've done my UG from Lokmanya Tilak Municipal College, Siam Hospital, Mumbai, and my PG from Grant Government Municipal Medical College in Mumbai itself. And there I was doing my bond, and I left my bond midway to now I'm studying for the exam.
good? And why surgical oncology? Anything very specific?
Actually, I was confused till my final year. I even gave MRCS part A, cleared MRCS, and then in my third presidency, my unit head, my sir was a consultant from Tata, and he had a special interest for oncosurgery, obviously, and the first I operated with sir was carcinoma penis. So I assisted a total pinectomy with an inguinal lymph node dissection. So from there, my interest started, and over a span of 6 months, we did quite a few cases under sir. So that's how I decided that this is what I want.
What's sir's name so that our students can lose your
Mahendra
mentor?
Navre sir. Mahendra Navre sir.
Mahindra Nowring, great. And one very interesting fact is that her senior is Dr. Priyanka Saha, another former Search Test student who is now doing her surgical oncology from AIMS. And her trajectory is also pretty similar. She also was planning to do MRCS and then landed in surgical
Yeah.
oncology. And let me assure you, surgical oncology is a complete, it's a surgeon's super specialty. It's a complete. It's one of the last few remaining head to foot specialties, along with plastic and pediatric, where you explore the entire gamut of surgery in a total fashion. So anybody who loves general surgery is going to love surgical oncology.
True.
So why AIMS? Were you preparing for AIMS in particular, or was AIMS just a sweet accident, or was
Uh,
NEET assess your
yeah, I was studying obviously with NEET SS as my aim, but AIMS was an exam which happens twice a year in between. So it gives you it. Last time when I gave AIMS, I did not score that well. I was working alongside, so I was not getting enough time to prepare. But this time I was focused, and I think that is more important if you want to study for a branch like surgical oncology, which is very vast, which has got a lot of core surgical concepts. So I was studying for NEET SS, and 1 month before AIMS exam, I stopped all general surgery and concentrated on oncosurgery because AIMS is an exam which asks questions like that. And yeah, happy accident, sure.
So glad for you, Gautami. So tell me more about your preparation. When did you start your preparation, and did Search Test play a role in your good rank?
Yeah, I started last year in around November, October, November, and that was the time I was looking for start for a preparation, like how to start, how to go about studying for oncosurgery. And I came across a friend who recommended me Search Test, and that's how I enrolled myself. And Search Test gave me a direction, like how to prepare, how to go about from Sabiston and Bailey, what is the important parts which you are supposed to know. And I would like to thank Samrat sir. The course started on with colorectal. Sir explained some of the concepts which I don't think are even given in our standard textbooks. And he went out of his way with all of his radiology images and simple concepts. He made it so easy. And all these concept based questions are what come are the questions from which they frame how they frame clinical scenarios in the questions.
Absolutely.
So, and Vikas Singh sir, who did endocrine, he went right from embryology till the management, and he had questions happening at the end of each session. So if you are if you're paying attention, you would get to know there itself how much you are grasping, and if something you don't understand. And even Alka ma'am, for gynec onco, because gynec is something which none of the MS students really are even exposed in the entire course. So she took it. She knew that we did not know a lot about gynec onco, and from there she built it up right till the point with NCCN guidelines of management. So with search test, I was getting how to prepare, and from that I was reading my own Sabiston, obviously, and Bailey. Uh, the thing with Devita is that you don't need to know every line of Devita, but you need to know every line of Sabiston. So what is needed from Devita was provided in those PDFs and the slides provided by search test faculty. So you could just go back and just revise from Devita. So that used to help me with preparation. And along with that, I was reading NCCN and AJCC. NCCN is quite confusing if you look at the entire protocols and everything. So I used to make my own notes of the protocol. So every time I used to revise from that itself and look up, because NCCN keeps changing every few months. They keep updating guidelines.
Good, good.
So yeah.
So, Gautami, I want to know how you utilize the search test question bank for general surgery and onco surgery.
I would, so I think the best thing about the general surgery question bank was everyone was pretty tense when the 21st edition of Sabiston just came in the middle of the preparation. And search test question bank updated itself and gave a filter for just the Sabiston 21st edition questions, which really helped because it was not possible for anyone to go back and read the 21st edition from the beginning. So I think that was really great. And I used to solve it simultaneously as I was reading, because general surgery we had read for MS. I'd just given my MS exam. So I used to read, revise questions from the, solve questions from the question bank, and whatever the explanation given below. And if there's anything, I used to go back. So it was more like retrospective for general surgery. And it was exactly opposite for onco, because I was reading it for the first time. I used to read the topic, then go and then solve the questions.
Okay, so you had a pretty intense preparation with regard to Sabiston, Devita, the search test video lectures, and I'm so glad that you thanked the faculty, because those people, to Samrat, Dr. Vikas, these people have been absolutely amazing with the amount of commitment they have shown towards the subject, and they used to push themselves. I used to say, sir, 8 hours is enough. No, no, I have to teach more. Its topic is not going to end. And for really qualified, top-notch faculty to enter and teach in a very small surgeon unit like search test, I think it's volumes of their commitment towards it. So I really thank Dr. Vikas, Dr. Ravi, and the entire team of surgical oncology who have played a major role in molding. Because you got a large number of students with fantastic hands in surgical oncology, and I'm truly grateful. So, where do you look at yourself a few years down the line? What do you want to be doing? Do you want to subspecialize in a specific area of oncology, or do you want to be a general surgical oncologist? How do you look at yourself?
I really haven't decided on a subspecialty, because I get inspired. I wait for an inspiration. I don't just decide something on theoretical basis, because now when I go into a surgical oncology program, that is when you realize and you operate and assist, and that's when you realize what exactly do you like. And I think then I would decide if I want to subspecialize into something. But I see myself being a part of a tertiary center where all the aspects of cancer management are available, because I come from a center where only the surgical part was available, not the any allied aspect was available. So that creates a lot of issue for the patient as well. So I want to be a part of a center which has the aspects inbuilt itself, so a patient does not have to run around for small things.
I mean, it's very understandable. You want to be in a place where complete care is provided, and you don't want the patient to run off. I think that is so very logical. So, Gautami, how many hours of preparation did you put per day? You were working for a considerable amount of time before you quit. So, when you were working, how difficult was it to manage SRship and?
I think it was pretty. I don't know if people can really manage with work. I couldn't. I used to come back from work, be really tired. Even the search test videos, I saw all of them after they were recorded and uploaded. I could not manage with while working. So during that time, I could hardly put in 3 4 hours. So that if anyone is working in that, I would say ki read something which is not very complicated, which is light and won't give you a lot of headache. And during the weekend, I used to read some difficult things, attend, read any, look at the videos retrospectively, and then try to understand what I want to do next. But once I quit, I was preparing full fledged. 10 12 hours a day was my normal schedule.
And how did you motivate yourself? Like, did you do some sort of yoga, meditation? Because I don't do all that sort of stuff. Or a lot of students say that they do stuff, but for every person there is some sort of motivation strategy which they do to like spend 10 to 12 hours. It's not easy. I know that. How did you motivate yourself?
I used to work out. In fact, I started running. I started running with some just 500 meters at a time, and I progressed slowly, and now I can now run for like 3 kilometers at a stretch, which is not a lot. I'm still trying to improve, but I think more than studying part, it is the mindset which is necessary to keep you going for so long, especially when if you're not working and you are sitting at one table, chair and studying. Positive mindset is very important. So I used to work out and morning, evening, both the times, and whatever remaining work, sit and study.
Good, makes a lot of sense. I was very looking forward to the Chennai marathon, which was scheduled tomorrow. Unfortunately, cancelled both because of the Chennai floods and as well as the Omicron threat. And I can assure you, running does play a major role in rejuvenating yourself. And for me personally, running is a form of meditation. It allows you to focus your mind.
Yeah.
In fact, when I started my MCH preparation, I used to try to squeeze in about 10 laps of swimming. That time I was in SR in Delhi, so I used to go to the pool after work, swim from 8 to 8:30 in the evening, and then start studying from 9 to 12. So people might say, "Oh, it tires you out," but I personally feel some sort of an exercise actually does motivate you and creates the mental environment to focus. So I think that's a very interesting. This is the first time somebody has told me that they used to run, and I'm very glad to meet someone who runs. So it is great. So Gautami, any advice for people preparing for surgical? There's going to be about 1,000 people seeing your video.
So I would say that the fact that all of us are here with past our MS, we have given NEET PE, so the studying part is not our problem. We know how to study. We are very dedicated. We are very sincere students. What gets us through these long months of patient is positive mindset, a good attitude. You should be clear on why do you want to take up a branch. Only then you be able to put in certain amount of efforts, because it involves giving up probably a job, giving up OTs, giving up what you've been doing for 3 4 years. So that requires a very positive mindset and a clear goal of why are you doing it. So I think everyone should ask themselves before taking up a branch, why do you want to take up a certain branch? And if you are passionate enough and you are ready to put in the efforts, I don't see rank being a problem for anyone.
I think that's a very, very sensible piece of advice. Gautami has been very honest. She's been very forthcoming about her preparation, how she used it, and I think what she has told is not something very unachievable. She has given you a proper roadmap of about how to go about your preparation. Study 10 to 12 hours a day. Choose your resources wisely. Have the right mentor. Do something to motivate yourself. And I don't think we can have better advice from anyone. And I really wish you a whole lot of happiness and a huge amount of success in the near future. Because knowing you for the past 2 weeks, you asking questions in the group, you have been a very sincere student. You have put in your effort, you have been consistent. And I think consistency is something which matters heavily. And my personal advice for those preparing to make sure you allocate enough time, uh, retain a solid amount of focus, try to have some hobby or some form of meditation like running or just plain meditation. And I think you're set to go. Uh, So let me not prolong this interview and give you all sort of boring yarn. And thank you so much, Gautami. Thank you for being here with us today. And let's see what Nitas gives you. Maybe you will top it and give me another interview soon.
Thank you.